This video shows you how to fill out a U11 basketball game score sheet. The first part, you want to write the names of the teams in the game. So Team A, I'm writing Fusion, and Team B, I'm writing Moncton, and you'll write them on both of these lines. Next, you can write the name of the gym that the game is being played at and the date. Also, under where you write the team's name, you can write the color of their jerseys. There's also a line where you can write the referee's name if you know it. However, this isn't super important, so I'm just going to leave it blank for now. Now you can fill in the roster for both teams. You'll put the name of the player and their number, and you can get these rosters from the coaches. This is me just filling in the roster. This is for the top team, Team A, and the bottom team, Team B. The first thing you need to worry about is the shifts. So when the players line up to start their shift, you're going to circle the shift if they play. So right here, I'm circling all the girls or guys who started on shift 1. You'll do this for both teams. As the game goes on, there'll be points and fouls, but I'll talk about those later. So you'd be filling these out as the shift goes on. But let's say the shift is over and the next shift is about to start. You're going to circle whoever's on for shift 2. So basically every time a player plays one of the shifts, you'll circle that shift number. So we're on shift 2 right now. So you're just going to continue filling out these shifts for the rest of the game. So for example, using Helen Kai, let's say that she played shifts 1, 3, 6, 8, and 10. You're going to circle all of those, and then by the end of the game, you can tell that she played 5 shifts. You'll do this for all the players on both teams throughout the whole game. This is what the shifts will look like at the end of the game for both teams. They're filled out, and you can easily tell how many shifts a player played if you just look across from their name. For the score, this is Team A, and that's where their score will be. This is Team B, and that's where their score will be. Let's say number 4 scored, for example. First thing you're going to do is mark it off on their team score, and then you'll mark it individually 2 points. It's more important to mark it on the team score first. As you can see right now, the score would be 2-2, and the 2 people that scored were Brian and Josh. For example, if Norris Rushton scored, you're going to mark it in the team score first and then put a 2 beside their name. For foul shots, you're going to do the same kind of thing. If somebody gets a foul shot, you're going to mark it off on the team score and just put a 1 as the points. If they make the second one, put another 1. This way you can tell that it's a foul shot. This is what the score may look like at the end of a game, so just a reminder, if somebody scores, you're going to mark it in their team first and then individually. Tracking fouls is pretty easy. Let's say Tara Kelly fouls, you're going to mark it on her individual fouls and then go mark it where the team fouls are. Same thing if Vivian Smith fouls, you're going to mark it individually and then as a team foul. Make sure that if the foul happens in the first half, you mark it where it says first half, and if it happens in the second, mark it where it says second half. Let's say Sophia McKinnon gets a foul in the first half, mark it individually and then where it says first half. Let's say some time has gone by and there's been some fouls, as you can see, and it's now the second half, and Helen Kai gets a foul. You're going to mark it individually, but now that it's in the second half, you would put it next to the second half. So the last part that you'll need to fill out throughout the game is timeouts. You can see here, there's a spot for the first half and the second half. There's a little black line in between the two. Let's say that Moncton calls a timeout in the first half, you'll just put a check there, and say Fusion calls a timeout in the second half, put a check there. Something that I forgot to mention about fouls is that each player only gets 5 fouls, so if all of them are checked, you have to let the refs know because they can't play in the game. Same with team fouls. If it gets to 8 fouls in a half, then they're in bonus, and you have to let the refs know. You can mark a star or something to let you know that they're in bonus, just so that you remind yourself to let the ref know. So this is kind of what the score sheet would look like at the end of the game, and you're just going to count up all of the points for each of the teams, just see what you have tallied, and then you can write the score at the top. Give it a circle and write the team that won, just to have a summary at the top of the sheet. Something else you can do is count up all of the points that an individual player had in the game, and you can just write it beside their numbers and give it a circle. You would do this for all the players on both teams if you had time to do so. If you do fill this out, all of the individual scores should add up to what the final score of the team is. The last thing I did here was just sign my name off at the top, and the sheet's done. Just as a review, the first step is to write the team names and fill out the rosters. And then the first thing that you'll do is mark off the shifts, so circle all the people who played the first shift for both teams and continue this for the whole game. Next, if somebody scores, you're going to mark the 2 points on the team points first and then find them individually and mark it. You do this for both teams. Similar for fouls, just find the player's name, mark it off beside them, and then put it for the team fouls, and make sure you do this for the right half. If a team calls a timeout, just mark it off where it says timeouts. Be cautious if it's the first half or the second half. Lastly, you're just going to check the final score for both teams, circle it at the top of the sheet, and then you're finished.